The next and the last Sandhi that we will be studying in this course is Sathva Sandhi. At the end of this lesson, we will be learning what is Sattva, table, examples, and rules. Sattva. Sattva is the result of that sound transformation. Sattva represents Sakara. It is a Vyanjana Sandhi. Now, let us see this carefully. He Guru Asmam Staraya Tam Stut Karoti Tam Stut Karoti Mata Balakam Stoshayati. Now, Asmam Staraya Tam Stut Karoti Balakam Stoshayati. Asmam Staraya Asman Taraya Asman Taraya Tam Stut Karoti Tan Thut Karoti Balakam Stoshayati Balakan Toshayati. Now, what is the kind of karya that is happening here? Let us observe this carefully. It requires rapt attention to understand this. Asman Nakara at the end. A-S-M-A-N Taraya T-A-R-A-Y-A. What is essentially happening is the Nakara is getting transformed to Sakara. Asman is becoming Asmams. So first Nakara is getting transformed to Sakara. As the name of the Sandhi is Sattva, we can say that this is Adesha. Sakara is the Adesha for the Nakara. Now, there is one more change that is seen. Because this Nakara is a nasal sound, what happens to the nasal sound? When the sound transformations are taking place, the nasal sound, what happens to the nasal sound? Now, which are the two varnas other than the Vargiya Vyanjanas, the last Vargiya Vyanjanas, the Varga Panchamas, which are having the nasal sound is the Anuswara is having a nasal sound. Then we have amongst the Swaras, we are having another division of Swaras called the Anunasika Swaras. So there are two things here involved. In this example, Asmam Staraya, first the Nakara gets replaced by Sakara, which is a simple thing. And we have an Anuswara which comes as Agama and joins, and it is put on the top of the previous Swara. The Anuswara is put on the top of the previous Swara. So the Sattva is a Adesha Karya. The Anuswara is an Agama Karya. Anuswara Agamaha api bhavati. Now let me explain this with the table. So there should be a Nakara on the Purvavarna, a Tathkara, Ch Chakara, Ta Thakara, resulting in a Sakara Adesha for the Nakara. However, previous to the Sakara, we will have the Anuswara. This is the normal thing that is seen in almost all books and other things. In some Vedic pronunciations, we see an Anunasika also being put before the Sakara. Then there is an Anunasika Swara Adesha happening there. Now let me explain this again. Now with this concept, we will take the two cases and I will explain. Let us take another example. Tan plus Cha. Now Tan plus Cha, as per the rule, Nakara becomes Sakara. Now previously what happens? What happens to the nasal sound? The nasal sound is retained by an Anuswara on top of the previous Swara, or the entire Swara Akara is replaced by a Sanunasika Swara Akara. So you will not see in the script, you will not see any difference. You will see either a dot or a Chandra Bindu. The Anunasika is represented by a Chandra Bindu. In the script, you will see these two forms. So Tam. So how do we pronounce these two? I will tell the pronunciation in a minute. Now after this happens, the Sakara in front of Chakara, Stos Chunas Chuhu, Chutva Sandhi rule occurs and it becomes Shakara. If it is Cha and cha or cha, it becomes shakara. So finally, the transformation which is happening is tamshcha. So observe the pronunciation. Tamshcha, tamshcha. Okay. Observe the second pronunciation. Tanshcha, tanshcha, tamshcha, tanshcha. Both are allowed. For the sake of convenience of this course, we will follow the Anuswara Agama. Okay, but there is an Anunasika Adesha also which happens. So the Sakara becomes Shakara by Chutva, Nakara becomes Sakara by Sattva. This Sandhi that we are learning. Let me take another example of Tavarga on the right hand side. Now here what will happen? Tan plus Thankaram. Now here we are having Nakara becoming Sakara, previous Swara getting an Anuswara, or the Swara getting replaced by a Sanunasika Swara. We have Tha on the right hand side. Since it is Sakara Tavarga, Shtuna Shtuhu rule applies, Shtutva Sandhi apply. So Sakara becomes Shakara. The first case becomes Tamshthankaram. The second case, Tanshtankaram. Observe very carefully the two pronunciations. Tamshtankaram, Tanshtankaram. Both are correct. There is a Nakara which becoming Sakara. It is Sattva Sandhi. Sakara becoming Shakara. It is Shtutva Sandhi. The most important is the Sakara gets converted to Shakara by Shtutva if it is Cha or Cha on the right, as per the rule of the Shtutva Sandhi. The Sakara gets converted to Shakara as per the rule of Shtutva Sandhi when it is followed by T, Tha. Let us see other examples now. Gunin plus Tara. So Gunin, Gunimstara. Dushtan Tarjayati. So Sakara, Tavarga. So Na gets replaced by Sa. Previous add one Anuswara. Yetan Chatran. Yetam Chatran. Shlokan Tikabhi. Now Tavarga is involved. Shtutva comes after the Sakara Desha. Shlokam Tikabhi. Kurvan Thankaram. Kurvam Thankaram. So the Adesha is happening to the Purva Varna. That is Nakara. So in the case of Anuswara, Gunim Stara, Dushtam Starjayati, Yetam Chatran, Shlokan Shlokam Shtikabhi, Kurvam Shtankaram. Suppose it is Anunasika Adesha, Gunim Stara, Dushtan Starjayati, Yetan Chatran, Shlokan Shtikabhi, Kurvan Shtankaram. So these are the pronunciation differences, very subtle differences. There will be a detailed pronunciation course conducted by Vyoma Labs very shortly by God's grace. So the clarifications on pronunciations can be understood only when we understand the Shiksha Shastra and the tenets of pronunciation. But Sandhi being a sound related phenomenon, we should understand the subtle changes even when we are understanding the Sandhi class also. Samskrita rule, yada nakarantat padat ch ch t th yete varnaha pare bhavanti tada nakarasya sthane nityam sakaradeshaha bhavati. Sakaradeshanantaram sakarat purvasya swarasya sthane anunasika swaradeshaha bhavati athava sakarat purvam anuswara agamaha bhavati. When a word ending with nakara is followed by ch ch t, nakara is replaced by sakara. Also anuswara is added before the nakara on top of the swara, or anunasika swara is replaced for the vowel before the sakara. The Paninian rule is Naschavya Prashan. Naschavya Prashan. Naha, Nakaraha, Chav. Chav represents the Pratyahara Chav. Ka, Pha, Cha, Tha, Tha, Chatatav. So Chav represents Cha, Tha, Tha, Chatata. Aprashan, if Prashan is there, it will not happen. That we can leave that for now. Naha, छवि अप्रशान किं भवति सकारादेशः भवति. दिस इज सत्व संधि.